Just one question. How are the questions going to be answered through the chat or
Yes.
later at the end?
Depends on how many people are here. We may just go live, but for now it's chat. Yeah.
Okay. Buenas noches a todos. Yo soy Nuria Lundberg y voy a ser su intérprete del idioma español esta noche. Simplemente les voy a dar algunas indicaciones de cómo acceder al canal del idioma español y también algunas instrucciones de cómo va a ser la dinámica de esta junta. Entonces, la forma de ingresar al canal es cuando ustedes vean la parte inferior derecha de su pantalla un mundito color gris, aprietan ahí y seleccionan el idioma español. Y algunas instrucciones de cómo va a ser la dinámica de esta junta es que, bueno, evidentemente está siendo grabada. Nuestros panelistas van a, ya se me fue, ahí vea. Nuestros panelistas van a platicarnos sobre el programa de inmersión dual y cualquier pregunta que ustedes tengan, favor de escribirla en el chat. Y en la medida de lo posible se van a ir respondiendo poco a poco y yo voy a tratar de traducirlas igualmente lo más rápido. Y bueno, sin más por el momento, espero que les guste mi interpretación esta noche. Gracias. Back to you, Jen.
Okay, I've started the interpretation. If you need Spanish, you may go with Nuria. So, and I will share the PowerPoint or slide deck. So good evening, everyone. Whoops, sorry. So welcome. I'm Jen Goldenberg, the ELD teacher on special assignment for the district. And we have today Dr. Peter Kanopik, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Dr. Oscar Macias, who's Director of Secondary, Liz Costella from McKinley Elementary, our principal there. And sorry, I'm trying to see everyone on the screen and do this, and that's impossible. We have Rebecca Harris, our principal at Disney, and Ms. Robin Hatch, our principal at Huerta. And I don't know, I think Ms. Cuseo was not able to come, but I don't know if we have anyone from, it's okay, we have Oscar. Oscar knows about high school. And then there's myself. So I'm going to go over the agenda. Welcome, everyone. And we'll go over the elementary summer program update, some updates on zero period in middle school, talk a little bit about Spanish at the high school, and then we have a very exciting upcoming event on April 20th. So if you could help us get the word out, that would be great. So anything else, Peter? Is that good enough?
We're good.
Okay, here we go. So our elementary summer program for dual immersion is a go. Aren't you guys so happy? I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. It will be at Walt Disney Elementary School, which it'll be running at the same time as the other summer school where the instruction's in English and ELD summer school. So we'll have 3 at one campus. Let's see. I sent out the confirmation individually based on the the interest survey. And I know some people were like, wait, I didn't fill that out. And we had to staff it according to that. We couldn't add additional staff if there was more interest that came out. So we had to, sorry if that was confusing. We were able to hire 4 teachers for the morning based on the interest and 3 in the afternoon based on the interest.
And that's all the applications we have, right, Jen, so far?
No, we have waiting list.
No, I know. Applications mean teacher applicants.
Oh, yeah. That's all. That's all we had. So thank goodness we had enough. Let's see. So I emailed everyone saying to contact Glenda so that Miss Diaz Nolasco in our office, if you needed to add a week or delete a week or whatever changes or whatever initial interest. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much what the slide says. And we have we've gone through about 10 kids. We've been able to open it up to 10 kids on the waiting list. We still have about 10 more to go. And also with our regular summer school for the one that's called Extended Learning Opportunity Program, there are kids in dual immersion where the teachers and site admin have decided that instruction in English would actually be more beneficial this summer. And so as that happens, those kids move from the Spanish DI to English instruction for summer, then that opens up more spots. So don't lose heart if you're on the waiting list. Things are still evolving. It's only March. So this is what the class composition will look like in the morning and in the afternoon. The cap is 26 students in grades K2 more or less in the morning, K3 in the morning, 28 in grades 3, 4, 5, which that's one classroom. And then in the afternoon, we had to increase the number in the first and second grade combo class to 28. And what else? I think that was it that I was going to say here.
And just to clarify, in some years in the past, we did take our incoming kindergarteners, but given the interest and given the counts that we have, we're not going to be able to accommodate our incoming kindergarteners at this time. So that's where we are for right now. We do want to keep class sizes 26, 27, 28. So once things will level off in the next month because people have more information about their summer plans. And so as Ms. Goldenberg had said, we'll be adjusting and notifying folks because we have a 10-ish that we still have yet to notify.
Or 10 that we have yet to be able to bring in off the waiting list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to, well, if I can't, no. When I'm sharing like this, I can't then start a new share. So, so sorry, everyone.
One of the things we talked about at the last meeting was donations, and this is a donation-based program. We have $55,000 worth of donations in the account, so we can easily apply that donation should that be the wish of the group. But I did want to go over the cost of we're estimating for the 20-day program that's going to run June 3rd to July 3rd. And so you'll see like here in the orangish salmon color, whatever, the cost that would be for the morning program. And here we have 4 teachers allocated and 4 instructional assistants allocated. You can see their hourly rates, their benefits, and this is a standardized cost here in the district. And you'll see in the far column J, how we come to the conclusions of salaries for teachers running about 26,000, about 10,000 for instructional assistants. And then below that, we have instructional supplies and materials and other types of ancillaries that we typically plan for, because we do offer like special folks that come into dual immersion that we're probably going to tap into some other monies also that we'll talk about. And then field trip too, but we often plan for too. So we're estimating the morning cost to be about $48,000. And then for the afternoon, we have childcare as we typically normally do, where we have planning for 3 teachers for that program, 3 instructional assistants for that program. You can see their hourly rates and benefits. And in the column J, the amount of money that would cost for us for childcare. And then there's the ancillary costs, instructional materials, etc., for a cost of $32,000 for the afternoon. So a total cost for morning plus the afternoon, we're estimating about $80,000. So you can see once again in the yellow there, we have about 55,000 in the account. So to cover the costs, should we have the 4 classes in the morning, the 3 in the afternoon, we're needing about $25,000 at least. And once again, we're all talking about donations, okay? Down below is what we talked about last month in terms of donations. And here, let's just pretend that we had 100 students in the morning, 70 in the afternoon. And you can see that the donation rate, let's say, would be $25 a week for the morning. That would add up to $12,500 for the 5 weeks. And then if there was a $50 donation, you can see the costs for 100 students, we would get about $25,000. And then at $75 a week for 100 students for 5 weeks, we're at $37,000. And then just below that in the green, estimating this round number, 70 students at the $25 rate, the $50 rate, and the $75 rate for 5 weeks, we would generate in column J at $87.50 or the $17.5 or the $26,250, depending upon which configuration folks would want to go with, okay? And once again, these are just round numbers in terms of like 100 students or 70 students.
I think that was all we were gonna
Yeah.
share.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we need at least 25,000 in donations to cover the cost of the program, then that would zero out the donation account.
One of the things that you may want to talk about and be careful about too is that right now we're just talking about covering the costs for this summer. And then let's just pretend a year from now we have 4 classes in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. The estimated cost might be $80,000, $85,000. That's going to drive up the donation costs. You know, let's just say it's 100 students to X number of dollars for 5 weeks. So it's gonna cost more depending upon which kind of rates we're using on those kind of things. So
oh, that's right. We're gonna do. I forgot. I'm sorry. You even asked me to do it. Do a poll.
yeah. But before we do the poll, somebody may want to weigh in about the estimated cost. I have questions about the cost. We can just go to the chat also and take a peek at it too.
Right. So yes, Karen, who posted a few minutes ago, I sent out the email saying that it's a go, and I emailed the people who had expressed interest, and I emailed everyone who expressed interest in sending their kids to the dual immersion summer program. Said this is what we have on the Google form for you, and then I emailed the group and said, like, all the parents for elementary, and said, if you are still interested but didn't fill out the survey, let Glenda know. And that was in one of the slides. And is afternoon only an option? No.
No.
So, and then the person who said they filled out the interest form but did not get a confirmation email, I'll double check on that and answer you individually. So, okay.
Now morning only could be an option. And like just like the regular summer school program, the morning only could be the option for regular summer school. But if folks want to use like childcare during like the regular summer school program or this program, we do ask that everyone attend the morning session, okay? The Around the Bell program is going to offer childcare, but once again, it's a longer day. So once again, you have to contact the child, the ATV office to find out about their hours and those kind of things. The YMCA is going to offer a program, but they offer an all-day program from like 8 to 3, similar to this kind of a program too. So if people want to pick their child up early, that's totally cool. Because we're accessing also some state grants to also help cover some of the costs with other programs, because we're going to kind of marry this program a little bit with the regular ELOP program, because we have like a summer school administrator that's going to oversee both programs. We have summer school campus supervisors going to oversee both programs. We have some other things that we're going to tap into, like I had talked about, people coming on campus and doing presentations and those kind of things. Because we're going to do that, we have to make sure that we have these longer hours too, because the state requires the longer hours and not just a morning session.
Okay, so with the poll, I do want to say that okay, I'm not the best with math, but 8,750 plus 12,500, I don't believe brings us up to the 25,000. Am I right?
That's 21, about 21,000, 21,000.
So we'd be a little short. So it looks like 25, a suggested donation of 25 a week probably wouldn't be, it's not fiscally responsible, as somebody said earlier today to me. But I'm still going to keep that as a...
At the rate of $50 donation, but once again, it's $50 for morning, and then it's also $50 for afternoon. So it's really $100 donation that we're talking about. That would give us about $19,000, $20,000 in the bank going into next year. So there's a benefit to doing it that way too.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to launch the poll.
You want to talk about the poll? Or you just go into it and talk?
Go into it.
You can talk on the screen here, yeah.
Okay, so it's just, what would the suggestion donation be? Do you think 75 a week, 50 a week, or 25 a week? And that's per session, as Dr. Knopick just said. So
it's
morning,
week, and it's morning. This $25 means $25 for the morning, but it's also $25 for the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's be for a total of $50 we're talking about. And maybe, Jen, do you have the capability of revising that question? So it says $25 per week AM plus $25 per week PM.
I could.
Because I just want to make sure people are clear about what they're voting on. Because I don't want people to think, we're just looking at $25. Because if it was only $25 a week, which I wish it was, we're not going to cover what we need. So.
True. Well, the preliminary shows that most people want 75 a week. So, which is interesting. Cool. Whatever. I'm no opinion here. Okay, so I will revise it. Let's see. And I want to duplicate and edit. So sorry. Okay, 25 a week for AM. Does somebody else want to talk right now while I'm doing this?
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're real clear about what we're talking about, because I don't want people to walk away thinking, oh, I thought it was only 25 only altogether, but we're really talking about, 25 in the morning, 25 in the afternoon, if people go to both sessions. If you only go to the morning session, it's only going to be 25 in the morning. You wouldn't pay anything for the, donate anything towards the afternoon. So.
Exactly. Okay. And launch. Here we go again. Awesome. Look at you all. I love it. I can see like we already have 30%, 41% already responding. Fabulous. %, 60. That's fine if you're not voting. You can abstain. We're all good. And I will say that anyone who has messaged me about their individual circumstance, I will get back to you. I'll email you after the meeting.
And just to reassure you, that's your private personal business, and we don't discuss that, here or even in the office. It's your personal private business. And, you know, half the time I don't even know what's going on because like Glenda won't share with me your personal private business. So
Yes, there's some, okay, I'm gonna end the poll because it seems like we have 76% who voted and it came out, wait, are you seeing it now?
yes.
Okay, cool. So it looks like 50 a week is the suggested donation.
Mhm.
We, per session, we always have, you know, somebody said sliding scale, it's a donation. So if you'd like to donate more to help offset other people, that's great. If you are not able to donate as much, that's your business too, and that's okay because there's no judgment on our part or whatever. We just want to be able to run the program. And let's see, okay, I'm going to stop sharing that. And in the past, people who weren't able to do the suggested donation, I think we asked them to just tell their principals and so that it was between them and the principals. And we also do not, what's it called? We won't pursue people for it. Like we're not a bill collector. We're not going to remind you, you know, hey, don't forget. So we will send out something that said it would be great. This is the timeline that we would have. Please try and make your donation by this day or whatever. We'll send out something, but again, it's a donation. It's your choice. So, okay, excellent. I am going to go back to our presentation. Okay, and feel free to put more questions in the chat. Oh, yes, somebody, very good question. Where did the previous 55,000 come from?
It's
Come from
carryover money from previous summer school programs.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yes, it was carryover, and then with the state funding summer school, we've been able to use that money, so we didn't use as much of the donations as we thought we were going to use. And would it be a lot more next summer if we deplete this funding? Yes. So 50 sounds like is a good midway point. Yeah, okay. Middle school updates. Miss Hatch. Am I sharing the right thing?
You have to go back
No.
to the agenda.
Ay,
The slide deck. Yeah.
I am so sorry. Oh, where's my new share button? There it is. Okay, here we go.
All right. So I've sent out a couple polls for families to see interest in zero period. And right now it looks like we have enough interest to offer art and or PE. So we're proceeding with that at this point, but we don't have definite numbers yet. That information will come out to families who have shared their interest soon. All of the classes would have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in them. And they would also include English learners because just like dual immersion, they don't get an elective during the day. So we're trying to offer them the opportunity to have an elective as well.
Miss
So
Hatch,
that's where we are.
What time is zero period?
Good question. Zero period would start at 7 and end at 7:55, and time for them to go when regular first period starts. But they would stay through the whole day. So they would actually have 7 periods in the day. So they'd start at 7 and end at 3.
And that's like a regular class,
Yes, it is a
meaning
class
that you
for a
can't pick and
grade.
choose to come or not. Those kind of
Correct. If you are coming, it is a class and you're required to attend based on attendance law. Okay.
I don't see any questions in the chat yet about zero periods. So it sounds like, Miss Hatch, we're going to be trying to offer possibly 2 periods, maybe an art, maybe a PE, and it's a combination classroom, could be 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th graders.
Yes, that's the hope as of right now.
Yep. Are you sending out another interest survey, or how are you going to gather?
I will send out a survey for definitive interest. Like the previous one was more just for if you think you're interested. This will be a survey to sign up.
Great.
Yeah. And I'll
I'm
be
really-
sure to share that with our incoming
Mm.
rising sixth graders who are English learners.
I'm
Yes.
really glad you're able to do this. This really is a benefit to our kids and families, so it's a huge bonus. So thanks for doing that. I know
Yeah,
it's
me
not
too.
easy. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And next we'll talk about high school. Am I muted?
No.
Oh, phew. Sorry. Okay. So let me just briefly talk about how the percentages of students and how they placed for going into ninth grade. And then I'll turn it over for the next part to Dr. Macias. In the first time that we had the first cohort went into ninth grade, it was a 40-60 split. About 40% went into AP Spanish language and 60% went into Spanish 3. This year, it was 38%, 62%, and some of them, of the 62%, actually went into Spanish speakers too because they hadn't taken it in middle school. And then the results now of the rising ninth graders who are leaving Huerta at the end of this year, it was 44% qualified for AP Spanish language and 56% for Spanish 3 or Spanish speakers 2. And I don't know if there's any questions about that. I just wanted to share that. We had more students moving into Spanish language than we had in AP Spanish language than we had in the past. If you want to put more in the chat, we're going to continue, and that's not a problem. Okay. Dr. Macias.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And this is my first opportunity to talk to this group. So I am going to share information about placement in Spanish for 11th grade via LA Valley College. So as you can see on the screen there, options for 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. What's highlighted is the 11th grade option 2. And for the time being, we're still in communication with LA Valley College without definitive information. We are in the process, very fluid. We're still trying to coordinate meeting times, their spring break, our spring break. So this is all still pending. And that is the latest update with that. And rest assured, once we have definitive information, this information will be shared with this community as well. And again, I just want to reiterate, it is a very fluid process. We're still partnering with LA Valley College. It's just a matter of getting on schedule with them and having those conversations and finalizing things.
And Dr. Macias, this course will be offered at the high school?
Correct, on Burbank Unified School grounds.
So they bring in a college professor, instructor?
Yes. Yes. So again, we will be closely coordinating with the folks at LA Valley College and making sure that we have everything thoroughly discussed in the best interest for our kids. But again, any information that we resolve and decide will be shared with this community. So again, to summarize, still very much pending and very much fluid in conversation, but that is an option that is still to be determined. And what I want to do,
another piece of good news for the district and for our students and families.
and I am sharing my email information for those of you in the community that have specific information when it comes to not only this in the high school level, but middle school as well too. And I appreciate the efforts of Ms. Hatch at Huerta and everyone on board here. But as Director of Secondary Education, I will be in partnership with this process as well. So there's my contact information in case I am needed beyond the scenes here. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Macias.
Thank you very much. Oh, great question, Oscar. I don't know if you would like to address it, that if it does happen, does this class happen during the school day or in the evening?
It would be after school hours, beyond the scope of the regular school setting and school bell hours at our high schools. So it's a matter of coordinating with them, their availability, our availability, and it's providing that opportunity. Again, doing the best that we can for the community and our kids.
And the potential subjects, that's something that we mentioned a couple meetings ago, that LA Valley College was going to discuss within their Spanish department what courses would be could best meet our needs for 11th and 12th graders, like in terms of Spanish literature, or something else. That's the one I do remember. Okay. So, but in 11th grade, just know that like a lot of our kids are taking just a variety of courses and honors or advanced placement. And so it's awesome how they keep growing into these young adults. And you know, if they're able to take the option of the community college or to continue into AP Spanish literature, that's wonderful. We are not offended though if they decide to take a third foreign language. That's okay too, or whatever else is their path. Okay, so upcoming events on Saturday, April 20th, we have a Welcome to Burbank fair. And I know it seems weird to have it in April, but it's taken over a year to plan, because what we are going to do is have community organizations come together, set up booths on Memorial Field at Burroughs, and be there to welcome and inform. Well, anyone can come, but it's specifically for parents of English learners, parents of immigrants, parents of kindergarten and TK students. So people who might be earlier in their school beginnings here in Burbank, and may not be aware of all that Burbank has to offer. So that's happening on the 20th from 9:30 to 12:30. We are going to have ambassadors, which are students who are bilingual, to escort families to the different booths and help with interpretation, which is very exciting. So our high school students and middle school students can get community service hours, service learning. Oh gosh, what's it called? Yeah, something like that. Okay, great, perfect. So, and then we have one more meeting scheduled, right, Dr. Knopik, in May.
End of April, wasn't it?
I have it for May.
Okay. I trust
No,
you.
I don't have it for May. Never mind. Maybe you're right.
The last Tuesday of April?
No, I don't think so, because it's Passover.
Oh, that's right.
So I think
I closed my email.
that's okay. I think it's on May 7th. So again,
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
sending it out. Just one last dual
Yeah.
immersion meeting before the summer. And then we will be setting up meetings in advance, like earlier in the year, and spread them out so that we can just be here, be more available, and share, share in news that needs to be shared. And then also hopefully have some guest speakers on different topics. So.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if,
I think we're good, Jen.
okay, but I don't know, because Miss Harris might want to say something, or Miss Costello. We spoke about elementary. I'm going to stop sharing. In case one of them wants
covered it. I don't think we have anything to add.
And
No,
you have
we
new
covered it.
glasses. You have new glasses, Miss Harris.
No, they're the same. It's because I'm
Okay.
black.
Okay.
Right.
So
And
thanks
then-
everyone for being here. Thanks team for pulling it together so quickly. Lots of good things happening. Lots of advances. Really appreciate everyone's cooperation, collaboration, and patience too. So we'll post the recording on the website and then share more information as it comes along. So, especially about the community college information, that's really important. With that, we'll call it a night. Okay, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
So Jennifer, are you just going to email me about my message that I put?
I am.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right.
I'm gonna
Hasta
take off.
luego.
Yep.